Paul Seranen, one of the great Tiger champions. Takes the home side out in front of a very respectable crowd, a crowd that really is having trouble getting into Leichhardt Oval. There's a shot looking back towards Haberfield Rowers Club with that traffic line consistent for the last hour. So all kinds of trouble being experienced by patrons trying to get here for kickoff, which has already been delayed a few minutes. Paul Seranen leads the side at 31 years of age. He knocked back an offer to join Wigan earlier this week. And, of course, there's the other experienced man, Tim Brasher. 13 tests for Australia, 13 Origin jumpers, and very proud to be playing behind this side. The side he described just last night as being defensively as good as any he's played behind. Tim Brasher. North Sydney Bears, they've been in patchy form. Draw against Illawarra, wins over South's Gold Coast, Newcastle. And, of course, Brett Dallas not making his comeback tonight. That's a shame for them and for the game. And, of course, there's the most prolific point scorer, Jason Taylor, I'm referring to, in the club's history. He went past it last weekend, and I think he's only six points short of 700. Neil Whittaker, of course, no stranger to Leichhardt. Played a lot of football here. He's in a happy mood. He's looking out at, as I said earlier, quite a good crowd. David Manson's in charge as we open round 7 of the Optus Cup. And that little delay is for the Sandboy to deliver the bucket to Jason Taylor. They started playing at Leichhardt in 1934, the Tigers. And these two clubs have met on 42 occasions, with the Bears only winning 8 of them. Taylor starts. Bears from left to right. Brasher, a sliding take. Buettner in the 6. Greets the Australian #1. A lot of faces in the Tigers lineup that I guess you're seeing for the first time, and the same goes for myself. As Seranen gets it beyond 30. Centre is playing in number 9 these days. And the big number 12 is Mark O'Neill. Darren Centre, of course, formerly with the Canterbury club. Off the right foot of Michael Gillette. And a good bounce. The crowd goes mad. Now, where did he kick it from?
Well, I don't think it'll make a lot of difference anyway, because it'll be a Balmain feed. He's kicked it from 30 out from his own line, Michael Gillette, so it's a booming kick, and Nigel Roy made a meal of it, coming into the side for Brett Dallas, and it's a pretty inauspicious first touch.
David Manson, final instructions. Ball put into the scrum by Taylor, by Jolly. And now they're 8 metres away from the North Sydney line. Great opportunity early for the black and golds. Brasher gets involved. Kennedy is the runner. Pulled down about 4 metres out from the line. That's O'Neill. Seranen turns on a decoy for his side. Takes a bit of heat away from them. Morrison, the lock forward. 9 metres out. Centre then, running himself towards the uprights. 5 tackles gone. To the right. And a delicate kick. Back and across. Batted down. I think it went forward. And forced in goal by North Sydney, but it went forward off the Balmain Tigers.
Good defence there from North Sydney to keep out the Tigers. They put on plenty of good plays, the Tigers. And the last one just went astray. They went forward. Last one there to clean up.
Talking of people being no strangers to Leichhardt, our own Steve Roach, of course, some golden moments memorable moments. Any inside mail on the tactics tonight, big fella?
Well, the tactics are to bomb Nigel Roy as much as you can. They think that he's suspect under the high ball, so the first 2 kicks have gone to Nigel Roy already.
Josh Stewart taking play out to the 30-metre line before the ball is fed back for Taylor's kick. And that is Laloa Milford. You might have seen a quick shot of Paul Seranen. Dislocated finger has been put back. This is Jason Webber. And then on the right of the ground, they go through the front row forward over to O'Neill. Shane Walker it was who handled briefly. Now Sheridan lines up to hit it forward, then a hit and spin. Back for Morrison. And Larson waits and puts him down with Soden. 32 out from the line now. And back and away through Jolly. It's with Gillette playing in the 6. Kennedy is in the centres and is having apparently a tremendous year, but this doesn't look too good for him at the moment. And David Manson will change the point of the play the ball.
He's been a great performer for Balmain the last year and a bit. Bubba Kennedy lightning off the mark, scored some crucial tries for them and came to Sydney quite late in his career. Last tackle now for the Tigers, back again to Jolly.
His kick is high and swirling around, but Sears, wonderful custodian. And this is Nigel Roy now. As North Sydney get used to the fact that most of their time in the match so far has been spent inside the 20-metre line. And the penalty will relieve the pressure.
I actually think Peter Louis will be quite happy that his team has been under pressure like this in the opening stages of the match. You can get your defence right, get the confidence going. As North Sydney have done, you warm up to your task. And that's Steve Trindle taking the ball forward and Kennedy receiving some attention.
So they eventually make the halfway line through Stewart. They cross it now with Billy Moore reaching the 40-metre line. Still in the centre of the park, Soden away and then pulled down by the marker. The number 11 for Balmain, Mark Stimson. Taylor, an infield pass. Larson got it back. It came off the hand, obviously from a North Sydney player. And now Morrison, holding the ball in one hand, gallops down to the halfway line again. Sent up. And a penalty to Balmain against North inside the 10.
That's been the story of North Sydney's play this year. I've seen them play on quite a few occasions and they just not holding the ball for 6 tackles. And that turnover a couple of tackles ago is indicative of the way they've been playing.
Breeze is quite strong and behind the Tigers in the first half for the first penalty of the game in kicking distance.
This is young Michael Withers kicking for goal. He's come into the top grade. He played Commonwealth Bank Cup only a year or 2 ago. He's very impressive at that level and he looks as though he's made the step up. I don't know too much about his goal kicking. This will give us a bit of an indication of how he hits them.
Bubba Kennedy has been inspected very quickly by the trainers. He's okay. There's Withers, a very short approach to the ball. He hooks it badly. So after 6.5 minutes, no score on the board, and the Bears bring it back out to the 20-metre line for the restart. North Sydney 5th on the competition table. Balmain at 8th, and probably feeling that they should have been a touch higher, Balmain, at the centre of the storm of controversy out of last weekend's match. The story with Bubba Kennedy, Steve Roach.
Blurred vision a minute ago. He came off. A big night for him. His wife had a baby boy this afternoon at 4:30, so congratulations to them both.
Can give you more than blurred vision, Steve.
He certainly can.
This is Seranen now, right in the centre of the ground, on his opponent's 40-metre line. Now across to Morrison, then in for O'Neill, or not in, but out for O'Neill, into his midriff, I meant. And they're 29 metres out as the Tigers, in the old traditional black and gold jumper, they go forward off the boot of Gillette. A couple of these outside backs might have been dangerously close, although just looking at the touch, Judge, and it's going to be touched in flight, and he's going to put a scrum down.
Yeah, I thought Tim Brasher might have been the man just in front of Jolly as he kicked the football, but again, Nigel Roy really having all sorts of trouble with the high ball. Brasher's widest shot, well, he's in line, so that's fine, and Nigel Roy under pressure.
Touch judge was quite happy with all of that. But the Balmain Tigers, again, they get a shot at the North Sydney line. O'Neill inside for Morrison. Morrison forced back, got a ball away for O'Neill. O'Neill beats one, he gets it to 3 metres. So the Tigers, no shortage of opportunities. Centre is met there by Billy Moore, held up by him and Buettner. To the left, Jolly. Across the face for Gillette. And here's Brasher in from the back.
Oh,
and a glorious tackle brings him down from Florimo. Kennedy angles back. Oh, gee, that was a big tackle by Nigel Roy.
The pass has been ruled forward. Some tremendous hitting there from North Sydney in defence. Florimo's tackle on Brasher was a cracker. And Nigel Roy coming in, a pile driver as well.
Taylor wasting no time. Keeping it underneath the breeze, the kick. David Fairley taking a buffeting. Neither attack nor defence holding back.
Well, they've had all the ball, Balmain. They've had to make 13 tackles. North Sydney have had to make 31.
Florimo away from the tackle from Kennedy. Roy, 2 paces before passing. Stewart and Trindle. Soden at acting half. Taylor. Charge down, no knock on. Jolly picks it up well. Gillette's into open space. The race is on. The race is on. He's 5 metres out. He's there. Michael Gillette, off a charge down, has gone all the way.
Showed good speed too, Michael Gillette. Haven't seen him play a lot of 5'8", normally a halfback in the side. But a good charge down, and they kept their cool. I thought Michael Buettner was going to pick up his opposite man. He's after making some good ground early. Gillette ran away in the end. Jason Taylor looking to run the ball as close to the line as possible. Good charge down from young Jolly, and he found his partner in crime, Michael Gillette. There's Ben Eichen chasing. Can't get him. And a great start for the Tigers, and they really needed that because they have had all the possession.
Yes, it was a funny old kick from Jason Taylor. He didn't really know whether he wanted to pass it or kick it. In the end, he stuttered a bit, and that gave the Tigers the chance to knock it down. The chase was in vain, and he showed plenty of toe, Gillette.
And Stephen Jolly, he gets reward for plenty of hard work because it's not the first time he's gone through and put pressure on the kicker in the opening moments of this game. You see a lot of charge downs go wrong, giving away 6 again on this occasion. Excellent work for the Tigers.
And Michael Withers has had 1 shot from a much more difficult position. This time he converts. A full complement of points are there for Balmain. 11 minutes gone. They lead the Bears 6 points to 0 at Leichhardt Oval. Back at Leichhardt. Friday night Optus Cup football, Australian Rugby League. And the prop forward has given it over. That tackle hurt him, and Nigel Roy has turned the opportunity up.
Brett Dallas looks on. He couldn't believe that Nigel Roy dropped that one. A big, strong run and a good tackle there from Buettner. Now, quick hands from Fairley onto Roy, and he had a big butchers at Timmy Brasher and put it down cold.
So Stephen Jolly Pulled down at the base of the scrum by his opposite number. And Milford puts the big hand up in the face of Greg Florimo. Eventually Ben Eichen is left to do the defence. That's Mark O'Neill. No relation to the famous sporting family who provided a couple of very handy rugby league players. At least one anyway. Of course, Norm O'Neill I'm talking about, the patriarch, who hasn't been in the best of health. As Sears comes back and then is put away. Good tackle by Milford. This is Florimo and then Fairley. Got rid of Centre. Centre wasn't happy. He went back looking for Fairley, but by then the tackle had been made.
Just look at Norso. They're flat. They're in a bunch. You could throw a doily over.
Ben Eichen is an old expression out of the Vorton cupboard. A doily. Taylor to the halfway and the dummy. Soden. His kick. Finding the line. So we go over to the hillside. The scoreboard side for the packing of this scrum. Soden's kick may have accidentally came off an opponent, but it was clean, making no difference, of course, these days. 14 is on for the Tigers. Adam Starr. Shane Walker's off. And 15, Hudson Smith is getting ready to come on.
And Adam Starr played very, very well last week for the Tigers against St George. He took it up with a lot of gusto and made plenty of metres for them. Here comes Morrison.
Morrison driven down heavy under the shoulder of Moore and Fairley, together with Larson. What magnificent service they've given to the Bears. Balmain with just a little glitch. Kennedy left to clean it up. Centre realised the markers were non-existent. Picked up 10 metres. And they're 15 from halfway. They lead 6-0. The runaway try for Michael Gillette, scored off the charge down and converted by Michael Withers. Gillette swings it back to Brasher. Off the right foot, bouncing down a couple of times for Sears in that crouched running style of his.
The big blow for the Tigers in that last set of 6. And Glenn Morrison has left the field, limped off, and replaced by Hudson Smith. Steve Roach will get the report, but if Morrison's not to come back into this game, it would be a big blow.
This is Florimo. Pulled off a try-saving tackle. Earlier on, the ball does the work. Eichen now takes it to the 40-metre line. Back on the right is Fairley, and then further across the park for Billy Moore. And the sound of David Manson's whistle gives a penalty to the Bears. And Taylor from right in front, 30 out, you would think would take this. Little nick under the right eye from Jason Taylor. Glenn Morrison, what's his problem, Steve?
Yeah, he's had ankle problems all season. He did it in the first game against Manly. Hasn't really got over it. He's just re-injured it, but he will be back.
Just on Jason Taylor having a shot for goal here. Just remember, he started off the season quite poorly in his goal kicking, but he's hit form of late. Last week he got 7 from 8 from all over the park, and the one he missed hit the uprights.
And it's been a long time since we've seen a better kick than the one against the Gold Coast from the sideline. And they came from the clouds in the last 15 minutes to escape that match against the Chargers. So you'd expect this one to be pretty easy for Jason Taylor. Again, not a particularly impressive start from North Sydney.
Taylor is right in front. He's on the 30-metre line. Strikes it well. Never left the line for him. He set the course, and there it is. First points for North Sydney, trailing by 4 after 17 minutes. There's Morrison, the Balmain lock forward. Just getting some feeling and some heat into that problem area. Taylor has come now to 697. So he's just 3 points away from 700. Trindle it is, who's 30 metres out from his own line. So I suppose in one way the Bears will be happy. They went down the other end of the park and they came back with something. That's a pretty neat sort of a ball carry there by Billy Moore. Carried it on the top side of the rump. Nobody dispossessed him of it. Taylor then drives them with the right foot kick. And Jason, as I said earlier, keeping it underneath the wind as much as he can. Milford, he thought about the sideline. He thought about standing Nigel Roy up, but then submitted in the tackle. Kennedy is with it now, 23 metres out from his own line. Injured early in the game. He seems to have recovered. And that is McPherson in 16 for the Tigers. And a good ball back. And so the Tigers put their hands up in support play, that is. Now they get a penalty. They were bound to catch North Sydney with the speed of the play, the ball, and the support work.
And it was Adam Starr who passed that neat ball, which got some good metres, and then good play from centre. He saw that Norths were offside and went for it.
Thank you for being here with us today.
Michael Gillette's kick is a good one. Keep in mind this breeze is with them in the first half, though. Centre takes the tap inside the 20-metre line. 5 is the goal kicker, Michael Withers. They're on the 10. They come on the right. Jolly away for the front row forward. Shane Walker back in the action. Florimo calling for help on the right of the North Sydney defence. This play the ball was slowed down somewhat. And this is Stimson. A rather sloppy play the ball. He got pushed back while he was playing it. Kennedy comes in. Ooh. Soden left to bring him down. Centre sweeps it away. Oh, McPherson has put it down. So again, no shortage of opportunity for Balmain.
Oh, that play came to a tragic end. The big decoy there was the one that fooled McPherson.
Josh Stewart coming off. Danny Williams, who wouldn't be any bigger than him. In fact, probably a touch smaller than him, has gone into that front row. Nigel Roy pressing onward towards the 20. Butner away from a couple of ordinary tackles. Then he loses it. Timmy Brash has come up with the ball miraculously. Oh! One of the Bears has been buckled over. And the bloke on the bottom is the one that the concern is for, but he's okay. Manson, as I did, he thought maybe the worst. McPherson. How Brasher came up with it, I don't know. They go down the blind side. The big hand in the face from the 15. It's Hudson Smith. Now, Jolly. Long ball for Gillette. Out wide, Stimson. Oh, he's popped it up into the face of Brasher.
It was into the face of Brasher. It all coming undone, unfortunately, for Balmain. North Sydney now have just got to settle down. You can see a simple mistake. Michael Butner, who gave them the football in the first place, retrieving on the occasion.
Ball's gone forward, so again Balmain will come back with a great opportunity.
Well, how bad are the Bears going? Gee, they're ordinary. Mistake after mistake, and here's the pass that shouldn't have been thrown. Trindle was, well, he was offside just about.
Scrum. It's as if North Sydney can't give Balmain any more chances. Something will give if they keep flirting with danger the way they are. And their performance has been lackluster, and here it is again.
And this should just about be a sin bin against Greg Florimo for taking Bubba Kennedy out. Kennedy looking to support Michael Gillette on the outside, and there was a bit of space there, and there goes Flo into the bin.
He's having a good game, isn't he, Michael Gillette? Created a half break there, Balmain gets the bin. I think Manson talked himself into that.
I don't know whether Manson did or whether he might have got a bit of refereeing from the crowd.
Talked into it by the crowd. But it definitely deserved 10 minutes, and the right decision was made.
So Balmain again. With Adam Starr. Centre then. Cross and finding Walker. 5 metres out from the line. Can the Tigers get it across this time? Smith away for Kennedy, the dummy for Brasher. Then Webber, and over in the corner Withers. No, he's calling it back. Touch judge has got the flag up.
I say close for the Tigers. Good work on the outside. Looked as though there'd been a strong tackle by a North Sydney player, bringing the movement to an end. That one there. Pass thrown to Withers and a push. Yeah, to put into touch. Good refereeing. Touch judge putting the flag up.
Well, I suppose what must be worrying for Balmain and for Wayne Pearce is they've had plenty of chances, haven't they, the Tigers? And they've got the one try from a charge down, but no other points. So the longer North Sydney hold out, they know they're going to get some possession. It's got to come their way soon. They've got to start hanging on to the pill. They might start to put some points on the board.
David Hall coming in off the left wing, making it out to the 20-metre line. And now this is Ben Eichen. But North Sydney really been just wedged down, and mainly through their own fault, inside their own territory. I think they've visited the other end once, and as I said, they came back with 2 points. Larson put down by an offside player.
And that's far and away North Sydney's best set of 6 in this game. They've come 50, 60 metres, simple stuff, quick play of the balls. With the backs getting in there, taking the job over from the forwards and making good ground, and now an opportunity for Jason Taylor to bring his side within 2.
And Sydney making some changes. And Balmain reacting at the same time. Their captain coming back with young Morrison. They almost resemble the changing of the guard. Paul Sirenen, Glenn Morrison, the new breed of Tiger, and the old war horse.
.42 metres the kick, but it was almost a clever breeze there. They'll have to really get onto this one.
Balmain to play the Crushers next weekend at Suncorp. And North Sydney play St George at North Sydney Oval. Taylor's kick is not long enough. In fact, bouncing off the bottom of the uprights. And the wing three-quarter, Michael Withers, taking it back out to the 20-metre line. Quick play of the ball, keeps it moving. Jason Webber, a 10-metre gain. Oh, McPherson on the end of Trindle's tackle. And that's Larson going over the top. Plenty of feeling in that tackle. Sirenen makes a mistake that might hurt them. Quickly away from Fairley for Butner. And they're on the 30-metre line, but the Balmain defensive line quickly organised. Taylor trying to generate something. Sears taken out in a copybook tackle. It was Webber. Trindle then. Hudson Smith and Glenn Morrison. They make the tackle. They're 15 out from the line. Taylor, Moore, Eichen. Eichen put down 10 metres out. Manson says, this is your last. Taylor's kick. High and across. Batted back down. Pick up on the half volley by Fairley. And the turnover.
Oh, it's great defence from the Tigers. They're playing with a mile of enthusiasm tonight. And Laloa is having a blinder.
Sheridan. Caruana, you might have noticed, is on in 14 for Soden. Morrison. This is Adam Starr. Big lump of a lad. Probably every bit as big, if not bigger, than Paul Siranen. Towering kick down the ground from Michael Gillette. Sears on the kick return. Jingson comes back. Morrison and Kennedy combined to shut down the North Sydney fullback. Nigel Roy is tackled on his own 30-metre line. 12 minutes of the first half remaining. A 4-point margin in favour of Balmain. But if you've been with us since kick-off, they've had miles of chances. North's playing well below their best. Aiken. Centres. Number 5/8. They've been probing, looking for the opening, but it hasn't presented. Milford. Plenty of work over on the left wing for him.
Well, there's confidence for you. Most wingers would have let that go into touch, but he decided to have a go at it. It's good stuff. Good, confident play there from Milford.
Centre. Consistently one of their better players. Sherman with the ball firmly in the hands this time. Reaches the halfway line. Trying to make a break down the blind side. Outnumbered in defence. Gillette putting it down. It seemed to be a favourable bounce originally for Matt Sears, but then, as you can see, it's found the dead ball line. So back to the 20 for the restart. And again, North Sydney in this familiar territory. Penalties 4-3 in favour of the Bears. .75 tackles North Sydney, 55 tackles Balmain.
But the big difference, as you pointed out, has been the field position. Really incredible against North Sydney. And I think that if they can go in 4 points down at half-time, then they'll be fairly satisfied, because they've been hard-pressed to do anything in this first half through their own mistakes and through good Balmain play.
Chris Caruana to within 5 metres of halfway. Away from Michael Butner for Taylor out at the second receiver position. And he's given a penalty to Balmain. A little bit of a scuffle up between Sears and Brasher.
I think the referee's got a shepherd here. Matt Sears coming off the hip of Jason Taylor, on the outside man in support interferes with a Balmain defender. Glenn Morrison's the man taken out by Danny Williams.
Gillette just a couple of metres on north side of halfway, finding touch and about to set up another attacking raid that will finish deep inside North Sydney's territory, if not across the try line. Darren Fritz has gone on now for the Bears. He's that second marker. The Star takes on Larson. Oh, Sirenen's had an unhappy night with his hands, and he shows his disgust.
Well, Balmain getting set up for the next play after that. Star took the chance, and wasn't a bad ball. Turns his back, gets the arm free, and that should have been taken, really.
Here's Aiken. Trying to break between the 5/8 and the centre. And Brasher it was, in fact, up in the line. Billy Moore with Petherbridge calling for a quick play of the ball. He dropped that. Nigel Roy has pressed onward down to the 40-metre line. Another quick play of the ball. It's a good set, this one, for the Bears. Fritz is there to the halfway. And acting half is Chris Caruana. And now Taylor around the back of Williams, picking up more. Infield pass for Sears. Effective stuff from North Sydney. Completes a very good set as they come to the last. And then Taylor. And Brasher is over there. Nothing flashed from the fullback. He knew it had to be done. Just clean it up. 7.5 minutes of the first half remaining as Florimo comes out of the bin. And Morrison. I'll tell you what, that woke him up a little bit. Morrison, big Fritz hanging around his throat. Now Starr. Fritz in the centre of the park, doing some strong defence, that time aided by the man that's always there, Gary Larson. Gillette's kicking game has been satisfactory. Oh, David Hall picked off by Hudson Smith. And some great exhibitions of tackling out of the old mould of tackling, really. Moore and Fairley, they try to put their own act together, and then Caruana goes back and looks for Danny Williams. Williams is 37 metres out from his line. Now Fritz gets the big pistons pumping. Five tackles gone as the Bears, and that ball went back for Ben Eichen. He wasn't expecting it. He's done okay though. Milford comes back, pursued by Butner, uses Brasher. Brasher's outside the 40, beats another to the halfway line. Great run by the Australian fullback.
Oh, exciting stuff from the Tigers. And what about Laloa Milford? Doing everything right as Morrison straightens the attack. Tackled 42 out. 6 minutes out from half-time.
On the right, they go down the blind. Starr, 30 metres out.
Has been very good since coming on, hasn't he, Adam Starr?
Jolly into the hands of Gillette, and then Kennedy. Milford. Gillette at acting half. 11 is Stimson. Tried to trample over the top of Larson. Then the last tackle indicated by David Manson. Jolly a chip and a chase. Oh, Matt Sears, that's beautiful stuff.
Well, you won't see anything braver than that on the rugby league field, and what we saw from Matt Sears there. So worrying for North Sydney coach Peter Louis that there's no urgency. They didn't come out to Stephen Jolly, and he just attacks the football, Matt Sears, and that's his big plus as a fullback.
Florimo with a tank full of petrol after his break in the sin bin. 4 points down, 5 minutes to go. First half of the opening match of round 7 in the Optus Cup.
And that Doyley's back.
The doily, yeah. I thought you missed that, actually, the doily.
He misses nothing, you know that. The Tigers now, I still think they need a try before half-time because Norths are going to have this win advantage in the second. And there comes Laloa. Oh, he's a genius.
Everything's going right for Milford. Centre is tackled on the 30 metres line. To the right goes the Tigers. Morrison. Centre. Jolly. Crossing the 20. Now they're 15 out. Now they're 10 out. Played there by Webber. Centre. Takes them on. Oh, gee, it was an ordinary effort by Darren Fritz. Now, Jolly again. Gillette. Sirenen. Oh dear, poor old Tim Brasher.
And that's a bottom try. There's a two-man overlap. I think if Brasher catches it, he runs into the space and scores, but if the pass misses him, it finds one of the two outside men and they score. Well, that was a distinct opportunity. There's the gap for Brasher. And look at the men on the outside. Bubba Kennedy and Laloa Milford. Open spaces.
Even if Brasher couldn't have scored, he's got the hands necessary to pass that on.
I know he's a fine young player, but if there is one criticism of Glenn Morrison's game is that he doesn't pass the football enough. A couple of rucks earlier really need to just let it go, but he straightened up and took it on. You watch for the second half, he doesn't release the ball a great deal in a match.
Billy Moore with that look of frustration on the face. Most of the North Sydney players are wearing the same expression as Florimo tries to put Nigel Roy down the right, then backs up on the inside. Florimo playing at 35 metres out. We're close to half-time. Trindle-Taylor. Taylor getting it back. Caruana, fairly a dummy. Florimo with it. to the 30 and beyond. A flick pass for Nigel Roy, 22 metres out. 5 gone. Taylor for the kick. High and across the park. Oh, nicely taken by Rivers. He's around Billy Moore. Got away from another. Inside pass. And Webber. Webber is picked up by the cover. Balmain with about 2 minutes of time. Beautifully picked up there. It was O'Neill. Now Stimson holding them at bay. From one end to the other. Centre. Good strong run. Walker. O'Neill. Now they're in the centre of the park. 30 metres out. O'Neill is injured. Gillette. Right foot kick has got Brasher after it. But Matt Sears again. Oh, he's been protecting the fortress.
Yeah, he's been great, Matt Sears. He's been North Sydney's best, that's for sure. On the 4th tackle, not a bad tactic to try and catch North out. But the kick not high enough. Didn't give Brasher enough time to get through.
The Bears in the last minute now. Billy Moore, clean break, then away from Caruana for Fairley. David Fairley gets it away, Caruana supports. David Hall comes back, and they're tackled 40 metres away from the Tigers' line. Taylor punching it. Roy is after it, Milford's with it.
And the Bears have been far from impressive, but I reckon they're pretty happy they're only down by 4 going into half-time.
Withers. Siren is there now. So, depending on which way you look at it, an exciting game of rugby league from the Tigers' point of view. Disappointing for the Bears, but Paul Vaughton has summed it up. They would have to be happy to only be behind by 4 points. 6. The reason for delay. Ball falls over for Tim Brasher, and David continues to adjust his earpiece. Now some football. Second half underway. You might say that North Sydney are running downhill for the second half. With this breeze of a fairly strong nature coming from behind them. Going down the ground from the old grandstand end towards the bay. Match being played at Leichhardt, which of course was not being used by the rugby league people of Balmain for a couple of years at least. One of the more picturesque grounds. And it looks as though it's been a success for the club to come back here with Billy Moore now playing the ball as North Sydney come to the end of their first use of the football in the second half. And a driving kick from way back inside his own territory by Matt Sears. He didn't get the bounce that he wanted. So Balmain then bring it away off their own line. If anything, they got some good field position from it. Steve Roach on the sidelines, the halftime report. Yes, Steve?
Well, Wayne Pearce for Balmain was very happy with their performance in the first half. He wants to see a few more options when attacking in the North Sydney 20-metre area. He doesn't want his team to panic. He thinks there's a little bit too much panic at the moment. And he said, look, the first half performance means little because you're against the wind now. He wants them to lift their intensity. For North Sydney, Peter Louis praised their early defence. He said he wants them to slow the play the ball a little bit. They need more depth in attack. He said they're looking a little bit sloppy, but he's satisfied with the scoreline at half-time. They can go on and win it, he thinks.
Steve Roach on the sidelines. Matt Sears on his own 40-metre line. Through the hands of Fairley for Moore. And Morrison it is, with Hudson Smith making the defence. Trindle with a strong run. Again, the number 15 is prominent in defence, Hudson Smith. He's done a couple of good things, actually, since or on the occasions he's been on the ground. Butner then, flowing onto it. Florimo. Butner at acting half. Taylor. Right foot chip and chase. And Soden got another kick on it. And it's play on. David Manson indicating that it was touched by one of the Tigers and not the one who you saw it come off his legs. A golden opportunity for the Bears. Soden. Josh Stewart. Taylor sweeping it for Moore. Back for Taylor. Across for Sears. Then back on the inside. Larson looking around and losing it. Nothing's changed.
There they go again. That was the break that North needed when they got the ball back for an extra set of 6. And some good interchange passing here from a few of the boys, but not great ball security there from Larson.
Yeah, Big Ciro's hand came around. It really should have been a penalty. Stripping the ball, there were 2 in the tackle.
Well, there could have been 2 penalties given earlier as well for offside play. The referee had his back turned and missed it. Brasher now takes one out. With this Balmain defence, you keep looking at blokes like Stimpson, O'Neill, Morrison. They're hitting hard, they're hitting often, and Norths are finding it really hard to get away through them.
This is Webber. Morrison pushing it towards the centre of the ground as Balmain approached the 30-metre line. Sirenen carries it further than that. First half of football for Paul that he probably would rather forget. He bumbled his way through it, handling-wise. Had a good chance to put Brasher in for a try. Gillette. See the breeze working on the face of the football. Nigel Roy taken a tough high by Jolly. So the Bears are 32 metres out from their own line. Moore trying to get something going. He's been very busy, Billy Moore. I don't need to document any more his enthusiasm. Larson playing it back for Soden to give it on the right, fairly running it. And then he shovels it back and away from Soden for Taylor. Taylor tries to get behind the line. Butner is there. And again they knock on. Matt Sears screaming at the referee. He's claiming that it didn't come off his hand. He's claiming that it hit him in the stomach and went to ground. So we'll have a look at it. Well, he's pleaded innocent. The jury has said you're guilty. The Tigers then, with Lady Luck, continuing to smile on them in the second half. Kennedy. Mind you, it's not their fault that Norths might be bumbling their way through it. That is centre.
And a lot of it's got to do with the urgency shown in defence by the Tigers. Michael Gillette has a rib problem. They're scrambling beautifully.
Walker, the front rower. 33 metres out from the Bears line. They come down the blind side with Morrison. Larson's there to pull him down. 5 tackles, the kick is on. Jolly puts it high and across the park. There's the rake down, but it's come down to the Bears and they lose it. It's a turnover.
Well, he's saying the ball went forward off the Tigers first up, therefore the turnover.
And that's a sigh of relief again from Nigel Roy, who is absolutely shell-shocked over there. He doesn't know that it's gone. He's under pressure. North Sydney get away through Sears.
7 or 8 metres now into Balmain's area. And Balmain trying to get their line together. The penalty goes to the Bears.
And Gillette has left the field. Taylor will have a shot at goal. David Baysari, the man to replace Gillette. Had a great game to Gillette.
This is Matt Sears getting out of marker, showing some good footwork to beat three. Straightens up, and he found Mark Soden in support. And Tim Brasher ruled to have held Soden down too long. He did have his hand in around the football, so he's got no argument.
42 out. Right in front. This will take him to 6.99. Running repairs there for Smith, is it? Jason Taylor not getting much help from the crowd. From 41, right in front. There she goes. And yes. Yes. The gap has been narrow. 48th minute.
They have made sale
Back at Leichhardt. On a blustery night, the Tigers in front by a couple. Led by 4 at half-time. As we go down the ground for Butner to bring it back, and Steve Roach on the sideline, a report on Michael Gillette.
Yeah, torn rib cartilage for Michael Gillette. He played so well, he won't be back.
They say that they are probably more painful than a broken rib, Steve.
Yeah, very painful rib cartilages, and they don't leave you for a long time.
Josh Stewart. Soden. Big men at marker trying to get back, and Soden pinched about 15 metres. Good awareness. Moore running off David Hall. Sheridan was there in the middle. They're on the halfway. Taylor. And now Stewart. Big bust by the Bears. And again.
Well, a pass was thrown too late by Josh Stewart. Tim Brasher's come up with a good knockdown going for the intercept. Lovely ball from Jason Taylor to the big front rower in space. And then he's just got too close to the fullback.
I don't think he gets in the open too many times, Josh. He just hung on a fraction too long. But he's had a very strong game. And Norse, well, the last 3 or 4 minutes starting to put it all together.
Here's Sears. Oh, beautifully executed. Can the Bears complete it this time? David Hall is 10 metres out. He's lost it. The answer to that question is there again. No, they can't.
Referee got the call from the touch judge. Nice play, scrum play. Sears went through. He's coming into the match very well. Sears, Hall, the inside ball.
Well, I can't understand why it wasn't called play on. Tim Brasher ended up with the football. He didn't knock on at all.
Yeah, there was no reason why Tim Brasher shouldn't have come up with possession there. 1-on-1. Anyway, a couple of glaring, well, what appear to be glaring mistakes. In this particular instance, it doesn't make any difference. As Stimson hits the 20-metre line. Morrison beyond. Starr supports. And then driven towards his own, or towards North Sydney's line by the North Sydney players. Well, they just can't complete it, the Bears. I reckon their fans will be reaching for a double brandy if they get out of this. And probably a quadruple brandy if they don't. David Hall.
Again, North Sydney, they're not at their best, but the opposition tonight is very, very tough. There's a fair brick wall out there facing the North Sydney attack every time they take the ball forward. I'm sure that Wayne Pearce has told his players that to win this game, they'll do it through their defence. And they're living up to his expectations at the moment.
Nigel Roy. There's Josh Stewart again. In fact, when he got into open space, he reminded me of a former Queensland number 8. It went looking for support when he burst into open space.
Dave Brown.
You got it.
Dave didn't burst, he lumbered into space. And this has come up a North's feed. It's come off a Balmain leg and gone into touch.
He's obviously saying that the Balmain player played at it.
Yeah, because that rule was changed in the off-season.
Very competent winger, Nigel Roy. Their plans might have been to attack his wing, but whenever I've seen him play, he's done a very competent job. Oh, Ben Eichen on the end of a hurler from Webber.
He's pulled him up for that tackle. It was a great hit.
Let's have a look at whether he's got him for... It can't be just that tackle.
It's a G up, isn't it?
Dear oh me, I was about to say, what a beautiful tackle.
It's a great tackle.
One of the best front-on jobs you'd ever see, and he's pulled him up. Triple uppercut for Manson.
No arm between the legs. Nothing dangerous about it. And there you can see the Balmain players are congratulating him. They know that it was a good tackle.
He doesn't like it.
I'm not going to come into that. Leave me right out of it, Sterling. I know what you were going to say, and it was something to do with the Vorton family, but leave me out of it. Actually, Blocker said that bloke used to run off him. Taylor. The crowd doesn't like this one little bit. Jason's kick coming around. The breeze pushes it through. Ah, he's a craftsman. Sirenen's got a problem. 6 points all.
Jeff Bridges.
Good atmosphere here at Leichhardt. Bring back some fond memories, Stephen.
Yeah, it's a good game of football. Balmain, I think they're kicking the ball into this breeze too high at the moment. They'd be better off going for distance and kicking it a little bit low, but I've been a little bit disappointed with blokes like Buettner and Eichen too. They haven't been really involved in this game.
Trindle. 32 metres away from his own line, so the Bears, they've been clawing away at the deficit. Now off the boot of their captain, they've levelled up, and I should have mentioned Jason Taylor just eclipsed the 700. He's gone to 701 for the Bears. Eichen running off fairly. 8 metres into Balmain's area. They went up very quickly on the charge down, and Taylor able to get a kick in.
And he stayed very cool there, Jason Taylor. And this is a surprise. Michael Gillette coming back into the action block.
Well, they've got plenty of walking wounded. The Tigers on the bench at the moment. Shane Walker with an ankle injury. Also Paul Sirenen on the bench with a crook thumb. So he's really had to come back on. It took him 5 minutes to strap him up. So Balmain, plenty of injuries at this time.
Six points all. 56 minutes gone. So it's anybody's ball game. But the Bears have got the advantage of the breeze. They've also got the advantage of having that number 7 out there with that lethal boot. Morrison plays it. This is Milford. And then North Sydney roll their sleeves up in defence. Adam Starr saw them coming. Got his body side on. Gillette. Soden went flying through the air on a charge down mission. Sears taken by the kicker.
It was a marvellous set of 6 in defence for North Sydney. They get possession on the halfway line. Second tackle, they're 45 out, and they did that through tremendous, strong defence.
Trindle pulled down by centre. Taylor joins in. Then Moore. Short ball for Nigel Roy. The crowd groaned. They thought it was forward. Touch judge said nothing. You can't blame David Manson. He was back with the 10-metre line. Then Soden. And there's a knock on by the hooker. So at the end of the tackle count, the turnover.
And that's the problem with having Jason Taylor tackled on the 5th. He didn't want to be playing the football. I don't see a knock on.
Starr. Siranen and Baysari in 45. Morrison tries to come down the blind side. He's left an injured Ben Eichen in his wake.
He's been a workhorse, hasn't he, Glenn Morrison? He's played very, very strongly. Here comes McPherson.
Soden underneath, fairly over the top.
And Eichen is gone.
Ben Eichen, I feel momentarily unconscious. He's being worked on. Now David Manson calls time. And a timeout, that is, as heavy concern is shown for a concussed Ben Eichen. He tried to take Morrison. He must have taken him technically incorrect, and there he goes bouncing off. He's hit his head on his hip. So 58th minute and 6 points all. We'll take a break and come back after Ben Eichen has been replaced here at Leichhardt. Back at Leichhardt, Ben Eichen stretchered off, heavily concussed, I would imagine. 58th minute.
And that sees Chris Caruana go into the centre position he's very familiar with. Now Josh Stewart again taking the ball forward. He's been strong tonight.
Now this will bring another scrum.
Well, this will be in the grand final the worst play the ball's ever. And Josh is blowing up, saying maybe there was a Balmain hand in there. And well, there was some help there from the Tigers. Manson's missed that.
Jolly linking up with Kennedy. Kennedy is on the 40-metre line. North Sydney's end, Baysari, Siranen, and Larson is there to bring him down. Former state of origin adversaries. Morrison. 25 out from the line. 6 points all. This is Starr. Baysari looking for his call from Jolly. Through him to Gillette. Larson puts him away. 20 metres out. Brasher puts it up for Jolly. Jolly's kick. Thrown back in by Stimson. Trindle gets a pass away. And Hall is put down.
Good run, Nigel Roy nearly makes it to the 20. Picked up some important metres, and now David Hall, the other winger, taking some pressure off.
Soden. Well, the only place they've really been able to make consistent ground, and that's been out of marker. Their line breaks have been few and far between against a defence that's already been praised. Milford unable to play it. He's cramped up.
Well, hang on. He's cramped up. The touch judge is on for David Fairley coming in to complete the tackle. And if he hasn't reacted to the crowd, I'm not here.
Sensation off the ball is with the Balmain Tigers.
Well, you can see from here, he's gone down with a half-by forearm elbow. But there's the crowd blowing up. Why
15
didn't
seconds.
you come in? Delayed reaction from the touchy.
It would have been very interesting if David Fairley hadn't have dived on him at all, whether the referee might have given a penalty for the voluntary tackle. Played by Sirinen, Balmain attacking. Starr on the 20-metre line. To the blind side, Jolly. Then they run the angles. Stimson. 15 out for Baysari. Then Jolly. Now Gillette. Brasher a decoy. Rebber on. Rivers with it. Off the right foot. And held by Taylor. Balmain then. Another good opportunity as Jolly serves for Starr. Backs him up. Comes back on the right. Puts the kick on. And I don't know that that was the right play. He had, I thought, an overlap on the right.
And they still have one more tackle up their sleeves too to set up for something as Caruana beats a couple, makes good ground. Good run from Caruana. He's only an inexperienced young kid, Stephen Jolly. He's got a fair passing game, but I still like to see him run a bit more, maybe take the line on.
I think that was the ideal opportunity to do that. He mightn't have had the overlap, but he certainly had them one-on-one. And add him to the equation, it was 4-on-3. Taylor. Milford. Being competent tonight. Taken down by, that's Williams and Trindle. Brasher.
What a remarkable defensive effort tonight from both teams when you consider we've had one try scored, and that came from a charge down kick.
McPherson. Baysari. Stimson. Going right down to the wire, this one on the last tackle now for Balmain. Gillette looked to kick, held it back. Kennedy. North Sydney with the advantage and the play on. 42 out from their own line. Sears making the half roll. Brasher makes the tackle. Williams.
Just wondering whether Jason Taylor, if he can get within field goal range in this set of 6, might try one, even though we're 16 out.
Second man, it worked. Larson. Just inside the 20. Caruana. Butner. Taylor. Williams. Back and away for Fairley. Taken down by Kennedy. Now where is Taylor? He's standing back to give himself some space. Here he goes with the shot. Watching Manson. The hand goes up. There's the point. There's the point. And the Bears go to the lead.
Well, it's very coolly taken by Jason Taylor. Look at that. Right through the middle. They attacked for 5. And the first time that the Bears have had their nose in front in this game, and psychologically, that's a big blow.
I don't know. If I was on the Balmain side, I wouldn't be panicking. I'd be happy with that because it's a testimony to their defence and North City having trouble scoring a try tonight.
I know we do tend to disagree on the tactic at times, Paul, but I think that, you know, North City, their mentality now is that if there's no more points scored in this game, could be going to touch, then they win the match. So the opposition have to score.
Billy Moore with a gritty performance and then coughing it up. Starr for a big man did well. He pounced on it, got up, made another 12 metres. Balmain again on the attack, coming down the blind. Brasher. Centres pass, away for Jolly. Now for Gillette and then for Sirinen out wide, the big fella. Wishing he'd Probably turn the clock back a couple of years. Here's the equaliser from Gillette. Hand goes up again. 7 points all. It's like a tennis tiebreak.
And they don't have to win by 2. There's Gillette in good position. That did take North Sydney by surprise. It wasn't on the last tackle. Michael Gillette has shown plenty of guts to come back into this game with that good rib cartilage. Gets his side back on level terms.
I reckon it might have taken Wayne Pearce by surprise too, because they were down in the right position. I mean, I would like, in that position, they're probably entitled to put some pressure on the North Sydney line, which they haven't done for a while. Maybe roll the ball in the in goal a couple of times. But anyway, it's 7-all. Big ball game finishing off here.
13 minutes on the clock. 12,613 here tonight. 12,613 as Sirenen drives forward. McPherson did well, took the defence out, got a pass away. Jolly to the chest of Hudson Smith, quick hands, nice work. Withers, he did well. Jolly comes back towards the sideline. Centre. Gillette pushing it. Brasher wide. Chip and chase for Brasher to regather. And a turnover.
I'll tell you what, if there's anyone out there with a pick the scorecard reading 7-all, back up the truck, you'll get the lot.
Williams. Caruana. Taylor. Decoy Fairley. Decoy Larson or Buechner. And then from Sears back for Buechner. Buechner puts on a sprint. Support from Caruana. Support from Taylor. Overran the flight of the ball. Scooped away by centre. Milford comes out. Taken there by David Hall. 31 from his own line. And he's again got a cramp. And David Manson ordering the ball be shifted. Paul Sirenen. More bench time. Withers plays it then. And away from Smith. This is Shane Walker.
Tim Brasher's just left the field. That's a blow for the Tigers. If anyone can win you a game, Brasher can.
Something to do with his left arm there, Tim. I can see him trying to get some feeling in the arm. Worrying moments here for the Tigers. As Gillette punches it down. They'll have to bring it out. David Hall, no problem in that area. 3 metres out. Now Balmain will work for a mistake. The Bears have got to be safe. Caruana. Larson dummy half. Nigel Roy. Stimson, he beat him. Starr made the tackle. Soden sweeps it away. That's Josh Stewart. Now they're out to the 30-metre line. Yards becoming a little bit easier now. Withers tried to beat Florimo down the sideline. And you don't beat the old fox that easily.
Gee, that was a good chase from Greg Florimo. Mark Soden kicking out of, or down the short side. And Florimo realised that all the metres he could gain with the chase were so valuable for his team.
Now, Balmain must remain penalty-free. They know they've got Taylor on the opposite side. He could, with this breeze, he could put you out of business from the halfway. Starr running off Hudson Smith. 5 gone. Jolly's calling it. It finished up with the wrong player. McPherson puts in a kick. Came off the upright. Oh, very fortunate for the Bears. Matt Sears comes away with it. Nearly a miracle. It finished up with the wrong player.
Well, it would have been the play of the century. The back row putting it through. Wasn't supposed to get it. Good play by him. What's happening with Brasher, Block?
He's got a strained elbow at the moment, but what they've got to do is try and get the football to Bubba Kennedy. He scored 2 sensational tries this season from dummy half, and they're doing 50-metre jobs.
Well, there's the perfect illustration of inexperience as Tim Brasher comes back into the action. Scott Petrovic trying to force a pass in an impossible position, running back at a good angle. This is good defence, and he was never, ever going to get that ball away to a support player.
So the Tigers will have 6 tackles. They've got about 8 minutes. It's 7 points all. And on the end of this set, they probably will set Michael Gillette up. They'll be hoping that they can get them down there on an earlier tackle. Milford, second play, 37 out. Stimson, 31 out. They're probably looking at Gillette and saying, what do you think? Jolly along the line. Smith, that's the 4th play. Now they're in the centre. 30 metres out. They're not going for it. Starr tries to break them.
He's in good position now.
And the ball comes out. He's given a penalty. The Tigers get a penalty for raking the ball out by the Bears.
Well, Michael Withers, he's coming up to take one of the most important kicks of his young career, and he hasn't been hitting the ball well. But he probably won't get an easier kick than this one. It's right in front, 20 out. If he's going to miss it, he's going to hook it left.
Here's the incident. Starr, he's had a very strong game tonight, Adam Starr. It's the 5th tackle. What does Larson do? Well, it's poor ball security, but he simply gets up, Larson, and forces the ball loose rather than tugged it out. It came loose. Is this kid, Michael Withers, playing probably his 4th or 5th first-grade game. He's got a chance to win a match for the Tigers.
And the Bears up against Illawarra. Sean Timmins had one to win the game. Can their luck hold on 2 occasions?
This young lad represented the Australian schoolboys in '94 from the John Paul II School at Marion and played for the Junior Kangaroos in '95. And here he is with his most important assignment. 20 metres out right in front. The embarrassment of missing it is probably fairly high on the agenda. He doesn't have to worry. No need to hold the phone. 9-7 the Tigers.
Oh, didn't he hit that one sweetly? Straight over that yellow and black dot.
That'll test your nerve, and now a big restart from North Sydney. They realise time running out. Not a particularly good restart because they've brought it back almost to the 40-metre line.
And I'll tell you something, I reckon they were just about gone, the Tigers. They were dead tired, and you watch them lift now. The sniff is there.
Kennedy. Starr. I tell you what, you gave him a bit of a rap. He's entitled to a huge rap, I think, Adam Starr. He's been magnificent as a forward leader. Morrison has to break them. That line is the 20. And this is their last. Gillette. He kicks adroitly to the corner. Milford is with it. And that's the turnover. This is going to take a minor miracle for the Bears to get out of it. "43 times they've played at Leichhardt since 1934, and the Bears have only won 8. And it doesn't look as though they're going to improve on it. The ball is with centre.
This is where Tim Brasher And Paul Serran, if he comes back out there, have to take control. This is where experience gets you home in games, especially when you've got youngsters like Stephen Jolly at halfback. They've got this game for the keeping if they do everything right, and that means they either put a bomb up at the end of this or try to get it into the in-goal area. That's even the better option.
Gillette through the hands. Stimson thought about giving it down to Kennedy. Couldn't get him a clean ball. Gillette. Oh, the pass was too hard. So back to the 20 for the restart and a chance for the Bears.
And they're the plays you don't need when you're leading by 2 points with a couple of minutes to go. He was never going to catch that.
There's a penalty against Balmain.
Well, he's got Morrison for going too high. I don't know what the replay is going to show, but my first version of it was that he grabbed him by the shoulders around the jumper. There was an arm draped across the throat area. Second ball on the field. Manson calls timeout for that and no other reason. Darren Fritz, 31 out. And we've got just under 3 minutes. Taylor. Bugner.
Shepherd.
Penalty goes to the Tigers. The crowd loving it.
Yeah, David Fairley running the decoy. Interfered with the Balmain defence. It's a set move from the North Sydney side. They do them so well. There's David Fairley taking a Balmain player out. And no doubt it was the front rower Shane Walker. That's the game. Tim Brasher taking no chances, picking up easy meters with the restart from the tap.
So Balmain in front by 2 points. 7-6 the penalties to the Bears. McPherson. Smith. Gillette.
You come back to such little things in game of football that make a difference. And the Scott Petherbridge pass has proved to be such a crucial one, giving Balmain possession at that end of the field when really they didn't have, weren't going to have that opportunity. Even that pass from Michael Gillette gave the opposition a chance with a couple of minutes to go.
Russia tried to roll it in behind the 3 quarters. Caruana was able to bring it back. And now Matt Sears. 1.5 minutes. The Bears have got 70 metres between them and the try line. They're just as tired as Balmain. And the pass has been ordered forward from Fairley to Moore. Well, this crowd has been up and down like a barber's cat here tonight. Absolutely jubilant. The referee has given them some tight calls. The Bears wondering what they've got to do to come up with an important penalty. So that should be the ball game. Surely they won't give them a chance now. Milford, 31 metres away from the line. Webber, Jason in 4. Accepting the tackle gleefully. It's all they want them to do now, the Tigers. Put a hand on us. We're happy to surrender. Barnstorming run there by McPherson. Close to the line. Baysari. Now the last seconds of the game. Morrison. Gillette. And they got it back into the field of play, North Sydney. The crowd is counting it out. The Tigers home against North Sydney. There's the siren. It's all over. And scenes at Leichhardt, reminiscent of many, many years ago. They have beaten North Sydney, one of their fellow Foundation Rugby League members. They've both been around since 1908, and they've had some memorable tussles. But the Tigers have got home tonight, 9 points to 7. North Sydney unable to score a try. Tell you what, pick the score will pay something, I would imagine. One try in the game, scored by Michael Gillette midway through the first half. And you would think they'd won a grand final here. One of Rugby League's battlers, home against one of the high flyers, North Sydney. Look at Serenin. He's a happy captain. Well, we'll take a break. The crowd in the grandstand, the Latcham Robinson grandstand, waiting to applaud them. It's only round 7. What if they took this all the way? I know one thing, it'd be great for rugby league. We'll take a break and be back at Leichhardt with Peter's summation and Blocker's man of the match in just a moment.